Hi, Gemini. This is your Sun, Moon, and Rising reading for April 2018. Excuse me, I'm going to be using a variation of the Gypsy Tarot spread, which is 7 rows of 3. The first row, this row, is you. The second row is your environment. The third row is what is known to you. The fourth row is what is unknown to you. The fifth row represents your hopes and fears. The sixth row is your near future. And the last row is your overall outcome. I'm going this way. The top row represents the condition. So the condition of you, the condition of your environment, the condition of what is known to you, etc. The second row represents what is manifesting from that condition, and then the third row, or the bottom row, represents what's at the root, or what's driving that. Okay, Gemini, this is for Sun, Moon, and Rising. If it resonates and you watch all 3, you'll get a whole picture of the layered individual that you are. Sun representing your personality, Moon representing who you are with people that you know very intimately when your guard is down. And then the Rising, who you are from the outside looking in, who you are in new situations, the image you manage. In the month of April, Gemini, you are the Hanged Man, gaining new perspective. And what's manifesting from that is the 4 of Cups. So that seems pretty smart. You're getting an offer from the universe that's not that exciting to you, so you're taking some time to gain new perspective. What's at the root of that is a leap of faith that's available to you. Seems prudent. Seems like you're not quite sure. In your environment, Gemini, we have the Hierophant, a Taurus perhaps, or an institution. This reading might have something to do with a workplace, a family of origin, a community. And what's manifesting from that condition in your environment is some competition. What's at the root of that is the Hermit. This is the card of Virgo, going within. So it seems like this is a moment both in your environment and for you personally, where there's a lot of sort of reflection going on. Let's see what's known to you, Gemini, in the month of April. You know the soulmate, the truth to self, or the truth of a union. And how that is manifesting is as the King of Cups, emotional maturity, the card of Scorpio. So maybe for some of you things are shaky in your workplace, or there's an element of the unknown in your workplace. Things are suspended, but your relationship is solid. Something like that for some of you. What's at the root of that is the Queen of Pentacles. This is officially the card of Capricorn. She's the Earth Queen, very capable, nurturing, stable, a a sort of home. Let's look at what is unknown to you, Gemini. So what's unknown to you is that moving away from something currently will give you a deeper meaning. There may be something that you've put a lot into, but you're going to find yourself when you come out of this hanged man state, or even now as you are gaining new perspective, that the new perspective might drive you to move away from something that you previously worked hard at, because in a bit of dismay over it, because you're seeking something that's more meaningful. And how that is manifesting is as the King of Wands. This is the fixed sign of fire, so this is the card of Leo. This is an entrepreneurial, exuberant, powerful fire king. If you're finding this power in yourself by moving away from something to seek deeper meaning, that would be a really wonderful thing. This King of Wands energy is central to your reading. Let's see what's at the root. The Wheel of Fortune. So, as you are gaining new perspective, the wheel is turning in your favor. You're being offered an opportunity to do something differently. Some sort of circumstance may seem familiar to you, not necessarily with the same players, but maybe the same dynamic, and you're being offered an opportunity to do it differently, to seek greater meaning, and to find this powerful energy within yourself, and to do things differently in the month of April. Let's look at your hopes and fears, Gemini. We have here the Queen of Cups. So you're hoping to feel as though you are safely nurtured, emotionally safe, connected to your intuition, loved, celebrated. And how that is manifesting, again, you're moving away from chaos, disharmony, or dysfunction, seeking a calmer state of affairs. And what's at the root of that is probably the preservation of your creative energy. You're probably afraid of losing it. Let me look at your near future. In the near future, you may feel somewhat left out in the cold. This would make sense if you're moving away from situations that, in order to seek deeper meaning. I mean, in your environment, in the current structure, community, there is a lot of competition, which is driven by reflection, by people kind of going within. Everybody maybe in your environment sort of reassessing. You're in a state of reassessing. You have an opportunity for a leap of faith as opposed to this sense of apathy, and you're reassessing. So in the event that you are, moving away from one thing in one area of your life, we see that this area of your life is very, very fruitful. Whatever this represents, this that is known to you, is stable, loving, or well connected. If it's a relationship, it's very loving and emotionally mature. If it's a work environment, it's you're on the same page and there's emotional maturity, and it's driven by stability. So you have that area of your life. But in an area of your life that you may be reassessing and moving into greater meaning over, in order to be in a greater power to handle a situation differently and more successfully, you may be leaving some people behind, which would account for the Five of Pentacles, feeling, the phrase is left out in the cold in the near future. And see, that's manifesting as a transformation for you, Gemini. And at the root of that is fairness, justice, prevailing, which has got to be a good thing. I don't know if there was injustice in the environment here, where there's competition, perhaps. But in the near future, although some, I'll call it sadness, may happen, there is a rebirth, and it's driven by greater fairness, by prevalent justice. Let's look at your overall outcome, Gemini. You'll be waiting for your just rewards, waiting for your ships to come in, having taken some action. And that manifests as the star. This is the card of Aquarius, but it's also the card of great blessings and healing, hope. It's an excellent sign, especially if you've made a change. And what's at the root of that is a much needed rest. So hopefully this state that you're in, this condition here in the month of April, where you're seeking a new perspective, includes some rest, because the rest is going to drive the blessings. I don't see any anxiety over this necessarily. I do see a change occurring, and I see you embracing it for the most part, and being sort of steady in your approach to it, not making any rash decisions, being in this reflective state and gaining new perspective, finding your power, taking advantage of your opportunity to do things differently, moving away from things that you don't find meaningful, holding on to your creative power, moving into calmer waters, transforming, albeit sad. It's effective. Just remember to get plenty of rest. Okay, Gemini, that's your reading for April, Sun, Moon, and Rising for April 2018. Thank you so much for being here.